Next up, we have Team Sit Up. They have created an app that uses audio guides and attention-grabbing graphics to allow differently abled cafe trainees to sit up and listen.
You guys can hear me? Yeah? So hello, we are Team Sit Up. Sorry, give me a minute. All right. So hello, we are Team Sit Up, and our motto is to solve for a good cause. So I bet you are wondering why we are called Sit Up. Well, partly because we are second-year students majoring in software engineering from Singapore Institute of Technology. So I'm Joey, and I'll tell you more about our problem statement and target audience. Our problem statement is under independence empowerment, and basically the cafe has limited space for visual aids where the trainees can refer to. The current recipe may be too wordy and might not be coherent for the trainee to independently prepare a dish. So it would be great to vocalize the recipe for those who are illiterate. Our target audience are adults with autism, Down syndrome, and mild motor skills issues who are working at APS and Cafe for All. So I'll now pass over to Celine, who will talk about the expected outcome.
Thank you, Joey. So for the expected outcome of the system, it is to allow the instructor to create multilingual recipes with visual aids and voice-over features. The interface should be user-friendly and allow the students to navigate the recipes easily. It will be great to have a checklist feature so that the trainees can ensure that they have completed their tasks. And having these features in the system will teach them self-determination and independence. Now, I will pass over the time to Carlton to talk about the proposed solution.
All right, thank you, Celine. So based on our problem statement and expected outcome, we have identified 5 elements that we need in our proposed solution. The first is a step-by-step instructions for recipes. So this will include instructions and either an image or a GIF, which are original and will be provided by APSN. Next is our text-to-speech engine. This will help read the text on the screen so the trainees at APSN can listen to the instructions instead of reading them, which they might find difficulty with. For our web portal, we also wanted to have a simpler UI UX design with brighter colors and bigger interfaces and fonts. This will help the trainees view instructions and tap buttons easily while working. We also made our web auto responsive, just in case the trainees want to use the application on other devices. Next is admin management. This allows the teachers and staff at APSN to manage and add recipes. There will also be a login page for this admin panel, so it is more secure. Lastly, is a checklist feature for trainees to check back the tasks they need to complete when opening and closing the cafe, as well as when preparing a menu item. So next, we'll be showing you our prototype. Yes, it's a video. Sorry, can you also share the audio?
Upon start, the system will display all the employees' names. Next, user can select opening or closing depending on the task they would like to start. Either selection will lead them to the checklist feature, which serves as a reminder before they start their work. The application will display all the menu category for the user to select. Then select menu item. And there are a few preparations for the user to check. Now, they are ready to prepare the menu item with the help of our step-by-step instructions accompanied with GIFs or images and read aloud feature. After completion of the recipe, it will lead them to the menu category page.
All right, next we also have our admin portal to show as well.
We have created an easy-to-use administrator panel where administrators can manage content such as recipes, categories, and checklists. Here, you can see the dashboard of the administrator panel, which is the landing page administrators see when they log in. So now, I'll be demonstrating how you can add a new recipe into the platform in just a few simple steps. So first of all, we will have to click on the recipes to view all the recipes that we currently have. And now, say I want to add a new recipe, I will click on the Add New Recipe button at the top right-hand corner. So now I will fill in the recipe details, some basic information about the recipe that I want to add. And I can upload an image file that can depict pork chop. So let me just bring in an image file here. So now I'm going to click on next. So this is where I will add the steps required to create the recipe. And maybe there are a couple more steps. So once we are done where we have added the steps we require for the recipe, we can click on save. And just like that, we have created a new recipe in the system.
All right, so next I'll be passing on my time to Hani to talk more about our live prototype.
Thank you, Carlton. So what we have just shown you are the wireframes and prototypes that we have done at the initial stage. We have then hosted our app on the cloud, and you can feel free to explore the application by visiting the link shown. My teammate Celine will also help to drop the link down in the Zoom chat below, and we apologize that the site may be a little bit laggy because we are using free hosting services. And I would also like to highlight that due to time constraints, this is still a work in progress, and you can expect updates to a more completed product soon. Next, I'll pass my time to Gabriel to talk more about how our product will benefit the users.
Thank you, Hani. So now I'll be talking about how our product can benefit the users. So with our web application, users can carry out their tasks more easily and with higher efficiency. The application also aims to encourage them to independently prepare food as well as engage them in the process through the interactive interface compared to traditional methods of preparing meals, such as referring to paper notes. Lastly, the application also augments the process of hands-on learning for them through the usage of visuals and food and the vocalization of words. So we have come to the end of our presentation, and we will now address any questions from the community. On the left is a Slido link where we will continue to answer any other questions that you might have after our Q&A session. And on the right is a link to our Instagram profile page. Do give us a follow on Instagram as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Team Sit Up. That was awesome. We do have some questions from the audience. This attendee wants to know if you could elaborate on why trainees need to select their names at the start of the app.
This is according to our users' needs. So throughout while we are developing our application, we have meet up with our community partner, and our representative from APSN is Mr. Han Yi. And while talking to him online, he addressed that there will be many trainees who will be using this application. And the reason why we have this student selection is because we do allow the admin or rather the instructors to have a personalized checklist to each student. So this is also which can also be like a future improvement to also like include analysis feature for the students for future implementation. I hope that's answer your question, but if I did not clarify that properly, you can use our Slido link as well.
I think they didn't ask any follow-up questions, so I think maybe one question that I could ask is, what have you learned from taking on this challenge statement?
So one of the things the team definitely learned through this problem statement is that initially when we read this problem statement, we actually are very excited to like help this group of people who are struggling trying to prepare a menu independently. Because personally representing the team, I do have a part-time job before, and me alone like have difficulties trying to do and remember a recipe. So through that, I actually like relate to them and empathize that it may be harder for them as well. So we aim to develop this application to really help them with really to help them have a better experience while working. And yeah, we are doing whatever we can to help them.
All right, thank you, Team Sit Up. That was an awesome presentation. As